Sorry, I had to cut off a yawn.
We're just barely rolling in.
Oh, goodness.
But I think we're here.
We're here. I'm going to not really hear today because I have my hat on. That's okay. Don't need to hear my own voice anyway.
Yeah, it's winter.
It's totally so winter.
Wow, we're in headphones. I'm just surprised today, somehow, to be here.
Whoa, why? Do you have some epiphany this week?
It just has so much mental...
Brush with death, perhaps?
Yes, I did
Pig
actually.
charging you?
No, I had so
life
much...
flashed before your eyes. What? Sorry,
Keep interrupting
I'll
me.
stop interrupting. 10 seconds in, I've already interrupted you like 7 times.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Yeah. Just intense mental exertion, partly. And I did have a close call on the highway.
Ooh.
I
Oh, maybe don't
did.
tell me. Well, yeah, okay, tell me.
Well,
My
it was-
kid just
it
got
was
his
very
permit,
crazy.
and he's been driving the last few days, and it's terrifying. I thought it would be like kind of sad and kind of cool, and I'd be proud, but I forgot to factor in the terrifying factor
Wow, it is
of a teenage
terrifying.
boy who thinks that they don't have to listen to you because they already know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, what was your brush with death?
Was on the highway, and I was just minding my own business, tootling along, and then all of a sudden this person came, like, just about rear-ended me, must have been
God.
going like 100 miles an hour, and swerved and missed me, just barely, and then fishtailed, and then the car just kind of went up in the air and landed sideways, like perpendicular to the road.
What?
And then drove onto the median. And I'm just like, I slowed down, of course, just to give myself a little distance from this circus act that was happening in front of me.
It was in front of you? I thought it came up behind you.
Yeah, and then he passed me and
my
lost control,
God.
basically. So it was nuts. It was just nuts. That stuff.
Did he die?
No, he ended up in the median and then drove off back in front of me.
Back to his little drug house from whence he came.
I don't know what it was all about. I thought, what should I do? I just kept driving.
That's insane. Okay, great. Can't wait. I was just thinking on the way down here, oh, all right, I'm going to practice highway driving with Eli because when I was a kid, it's nice that between Sharon and Bethel, there's just a kind of quiet stretch of highway. You can get on in one and go to the other and get off, and that's like a nice 10-mile
lots of
stretch
accidents there, though.
Yeah. But that's a nice little stretch of 10-mile highway where, our home is kind of in between the two highway. You can, do a loop and it's a good practice spot. But you're right. There was lots. Is this where this accident was?
No.
Okay.
This was, I don't even know where I was.
God, it's terrifying to try to think about teaching a child to drive with all of the wackos that are out there now.
Yeah.
Completely high or just bad. Everyone's raging about something.
I like going slow
Yeah, me too.
if I can. I think 40 miles an
I
hour.
like going slow, but admittedly, I speed way more than I should.
Yeah, I think 40 miles an hour is the best speed.
I'm always going a little too fast, even though I prefer to go slow.
Do you like 40?
man.
Do you like 40?
40 is cool.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're trying to get to the radio station to get to your show on time, then
I
you...
rarely give myself the luxury of going 40, though. I'm always behind, so...
Yeah, I like 40. But I wanted to go 50 today because I was a little bit late. Didn't turn out I was late, but...
No, you weren't late. You're here before me,
Yeah.
as usual.
But you know how I am.
There were
I like to get here early.
2 episodes of road construction, which I don't even know what they were doing. They were just walking along with a little stick.
You know that second guy, the second area where they stopped us? That
Yeah.
guy, that traffic guy, what do you
Yeah.
call him, flagman?
Yeah.
I know, I could tell he was a poet. I could tell it, the way he looked at me.
What is going on? Do you hear all the sirens?
Yep,
They're kind of freaking me out.
we're in the big city.
I know. What, the younger flag guy?
I don't know.
Because this morning when I was taking my kid to school, the younger flag guy flipped his sign to slow, and we started to roll forward. And then he flipped it back to stop again. And then he flipped it towards slow. Like, it was like spinning in his hand, and he looked just like he didn't really know. And then he
Yeah.
put up his finger like this.
Like you're his index finger.
And I was like, does that mean...
Like, hold on.
Hold on.
Like, hold on, I'm trying to make up
I
my
was like,
mind.
okay, then switch your sign back to stop again, dude, if you want me to wait. And
Yeah.
so he finally did. But then he was fumbling around with a cigarette at the same time. So it's just like rolling in his hand. And there isn't anybody at the other end. So I'm like, technically, I'm pretty sure he was probably told that we could go now, unless somebody's doing something in the middle there, but they didn't appear to be. But this just went on for a little while until finally he turned it to slow and then gestured like impatiently at us.
Like it was your problem.
Like we were holding up traffic or something. I'm like, your sign has been going all over the place while you were lighting your cigarette and listening to your talkie-walkie thing. So,
yeah. I don't think that was the poet.
No, I don't. He did not look. There was nothing poetic about this man.
The poet was deep in thought, composing poetry.
He could have just been tired, like me. I didn't sleep last night because coyotes were howling all night long, and that made my dogs bark all night long. And I'm not those kind of people who can just be woken up and then just fall immediately back to sleep again. John is like all night long. I'd be like, the stupid dogs. And he would say, I know. But then he would go right back to sleep. And once I'm awake, I have to start the whole process of like getting myself to like go to sleep again. So it was several times an hour. I kept.
And there's lots of...
what are the coyotes doing right now that they have to be so noisy?
Because there's a lot of electromagnetic stuff going on.
Is that your phone or my phone? We have the same ringtone, which is a little confusing.
Look, it's Freya.
Oh.
She doesn't know that she doesn't ever remember that I have a radio show.
Oh.
That's just typical.
You want to answer
for her.
or you don't want to answer?
No. Whoops. I did. I answered it and hung up. That was smart.
Oh man, you just hung up on your kid.
I'm so uncoordinated. I can't.
I want to text her and say I didn't mean to hang up on you.
I just during the next break, maybe I'll handle that.
I wonder if I should have a different ringtone from you. But I like that one. Don't you?
The
like
cricket.
That one?
I like the cricket.
But
except I was driving in the car the other day and I had the windows down and there was lots of crickets. And I was waiting for a phone call, and I realized I kept thinking that maybe the phone was ringing, but
I feel
it
like
was
we're going to be
actually
psychologically damaged someday from our ringtones.
Well, not crickets. They're not going to damage us.
No, I mean, like I have a certain feeling of yuck when a phone rings.
Yeah.
And so I worry that my turning my ringtone to be crickets is going to make me be yucked by crickets.
Oh.
You know?
Oh, I see. That the association with the sound is going to be negative.
Now she's texting you like, "Why did you hang up on me, Mom?" Such a jerk, Mom.
I know. Well, it's sort of like when you're on the phone and your kids like are acting up and having
and you
tantrums.
Just, like, wildly wave.
This is just this
like
is an extension of that. It's just when they're older, it's different, but they still have that sort of homing device to know when you're like thoroughly tied up and can't talk to them, and that's when they want to call. So
yes, or get into something they're not supposed to be into because you're stuck.
Yeah,
or you are if you are from one of those homes where your phone is on a cord.
Yeah,
to the wall.
I have both. Yeah. I still have my beautiful landline.
Landlines are good.
And Fairpoint actually showed up.
That's awesome.
The guy showed up on a Sunday.
What?
And he was so nice. I have to say those technicians are actually super, super nice if they ever come, if they ever show up.
Ugh.
They want to help you as opposed to the company itself, which doesn't really want to help you.
Well,
but
the technicians are people. The company is not.
Yeah.
So much.
And they're hardworking people, young people. Yeah. Hey, and notice anything different with my ear? Can you see?
I can't see your ear. It's under your hair.
Well, I had a piece of garlic in it all night.
What? Still?
And yesterday. Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of this earache. I think it worked.
I thought you said the earache went away.
Well, it did, but then it came back, so I think it helped.
The garlic thing doesn't work because...
No, it does work. I'm telling you.
I tried it when my kid, and it made my kid's eardrum actually burst.
No, I have an outer ear issue, not an inner ear issue. It's
have
different.
You just tried putting some like hydrogen peroxide in there?
Baking soda.
I would do hydrogen peroxide and let it like bubble around a little bit.
Okay.
It's fun. You can make like a volcano out of your ear. It's super exciting.
Yeah, that is fun.
What is your outer ear issue?
I don't know. Something.
I have all kinds of weird ear drop things. Want me to come and put some in your ear?
No, I'm fine.
You have to have a person do it. You can't do it yourself because you have to lay sideways with that ear facing up, and you have to put 10 drops of these things in your ears, and then you have to wait 10 minutes, and then you have to have somebody go get you some cotton or tissue, and then you have to flip your ear upside down and squirt some more water in there at the same time. So it's kind of a 2-person ordeal.
You know what I decided?
What?
That ear candles don't work.
I just thought of ear candles freaks me out.
Yeah, it's like 30 years it's taken me to come to that decision.
I've never even tried it because it just seems like
They
freakish.
They feel kind of good, but I think
don't know about that.
they make a whole lot of wax just by burning themselves. So I'm not going to recommend it anymore. I used to think it was kind of cool. I mean, it is kind of cool. Anything burning that's like a candle, you can wish on a star.
Don't put that in your ear. No.
It's warm.
No.
It's warm.
I feel like most of our body is kind of self-cleansing and we don't have to do a lot of that stuff. Just water.
Water's good. I mean, this water's good.
And I've narrowed down my choice of chemicals that I feel like are, like, I don't feel like hydrogen peroxide is at all bad.
Yeah.
I've gone through it a few times looking at things, and the hydrogen peroxide gives me no qualms.
Yeah, I'm pretty much with you.
So,
I like
baking soda, also good. There's lots of cool things you can do with, like, salt.
Yeah, salt's good.
There's a few things.
Himalayan pink salt is kind of cool. You can drink a little bit, like 2 pinches.
I don't usually drink it.
Yeah, I guess minerals. It's good for you.
It's good soaking or gargling or swishing kind of thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I guess these aren't chemicals per se, but, the very basic medical, I don't know.
Yeah.
Right? Friend Michael Caduto is doing one of those. He does like talks on wild edibles, but he is also an expert in native lore and things like that. So I can't remember. There's certain barks that are basically the exact same thing as aspirin. You just have to,
yeah.
I just can't remember what they are. I would be very interested in that.
They make it from it, or they make aspirin from it.
I kind of need proven stuff though. Wow, the kids down there are really.
Yeah.
Usually they go inside about now, don't they?
Well, last week they were out there when the train came because we had that we had that audio montage of the two
screaming on the train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that dead man switch, remember that whole concept? Yeah. That actually Paul contacted the show and to let us know that that's a train thing.
Yeah, it's like the not the rotary train thing. What do you call it? Well, it's a switch.
Well, it's like if the engineer dies and he falls onto the dead man switch and then it stops the train.
That's not what it means.
You got to have that. What if the engineer's going to die? What are you going to do?
It doesn't have anything to do with anyone being dead.
Yeah, it does. Why do they call it dead man switch then?
I forget.
You are flagrantly...
Here comes the train.
You are flagrantly spreading misinformation today.
Don't we do that every week?
Yeah, I'm going to open the door.
Okay, I'll put my microphone by this window.
Okay, I'm going to turn my mic that way.
Okay.
All right. There goes the dead man switch. He's still alive. See, if he died, it would stop. The train would stop. There it goes. I think those kids like it. Just like we do.
I think they're kind of terrorized. A little. Oh, look at that one. Has such cute curls. What's he got there in his hand?
A gun.
No.
I'm just
kidding.
kidding.
I think it's a kaleidoscope. I don't know what it is. What? Such cute curls. Where's my curls? Why did I not get any? Still can't believe you don't want curls.
You have some curls right there.
That's just messy because I didn't brush my hair this morning. I just flung on my clothes.
Well, just don't brush it.
And started washing and drying wedding tablecloths as fast as humanly possible.
What about dreadlocks for you?
No.
Dreadlocks?
No.
No? Okay.
Not a fan of those.
I went shopping.
On myself.
I went shopping for new clothes this week because I had to because Wilder's wedding is tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I did it even though I hate shopping for new clothes. What
did you get?
I had
Are you going to wear a dress?
Well, I got basically the same stuff, but it didn't have holes in it. Like I got some jeans, I got some pants, and I got a black shirt that kind of looks almost blue, but it's black.
Is it the one you're wearing right now?
Yeah. Is that blue or black?
Why don't you just say that? It's sort of that kind of silk that looks navy in one light and black in another.
Yeah, exactly. So we argued about the color. Like I said, I'm going to get this blue shirt. And Anna said, no, Mom, it's black. I said, no, it's blue.
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Next to your sweater, it looks black, but
yeah,
maybe it's just a deeper navy.
Yeah. And then
So you're not wearing a dress then, I take it.
Forget it. I'm not wearing a dress.
I still
gonna wear jeans.
You know what? So, you're about the same size as me, and I have more clothes than any human. When you have to wear something, you should just borrow something of mine. I wouldn't make you wear a dress if you didn't want to wear a dress, but I have some cool things.
Yeah.
I have vintage.
I don't fit into people's stuff. I don't.
That's because
really
you
don't.
haven't tried my stuff. I got these cool pants the other day. I don't know why I bought them, but the waist of them is like up right under your boobs, which is super weird, but
you like that.
it was just kind of cool looking. They're brown with like tiny little flowers on them.
That's the fashion is high up at the waist now.
Yeah, but these are like higher than...
I went to Gap. I saw the style, and I got the old style. I got the boot cut.
Yep.
Right.
I tend to like boot cut.
Yeah. I mean, it's good because your boots actually fit on your pants is the whole point, right? Instead of over. But I got a second pair of pants that's straight leg, skinny jeans. That's for tomorrow. That's like for the real ceremony. I got the fancy jeans that look fancy.
Have they been informed that you're wearing jeans?
Yeah, Wilder doesn't care.
It's fine. Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
What about his fiance?
There's no dress code for parents.
I know, but you're the mom of the groom. Sometimes there is. Sometimes, because I'm on all these stupid wedding sites, and people are very like fussing about because you have to be in pictures.
But that's why I took Anna. I took Anna just to check me, and I swear she said, "Mom, you look like a rock star." Because I tried on this.
Well, you always do. That's just like par for the course.
Well, that's all I have to be. I just have to be a rock star mother of the groom. That's it. It's not hard.
Are they dark wash at least?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Of course.
Then I approve.
Of course.
You can't go to your son's wedding in stonewash jeans. I won't allow it. I'll come over to your house and steal them and run away.
Yeah, and I have the whole, my whole sound system is in the back of my car right now because I have to go from here to set up the sound system at the venue, at the place.
Nice.
For the rehearsal dinner.
My barn is full of people setting up the exact same thing right now.
We're having like dueling weddings this weekend.
Oh my God,
it's kind of exciting. It's kind of exciting.
How big is that one?
Like 200.
Whoa, that's big. This one's only like 150, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
It's fine. Because the wasps are gone. We had a wasp issue.
Oh,
like,
I hate
you know
that.
how I had, several weeks off from weddings. We took a lot of August away from weddings so that we could go camping and do chores around the house, which we didn't really do. But anyway, without me obsessively mowing and weed whacking and being up there in the gardens by the wedding barn all the time, there's a circle of Adirondack chairs around our little fire pit, and the boys had their birthday party this weekend, and we discovered, I sent Eli up there with a lawnmower. I was like, quick, mow it down before your birthday party. And he came running back because as he mowed by the Adirondack chairs, all of a sudden he started being swarmed by wasps. They had made a huge paper wasp nest underneath one of these Adirondack chairs.
Bad.
So I don't know how John did it. I think he waited till dark and dragged it far, far away.
Yeah, they get sleepy.
Yeah.
But
then
they doze.
I was panicked for the next few days because we had a couple events, not weddings, there, and we hadn't been able to get rid of these bees yet. So I had to just be constantly saying, nobody go near that chair up by the woods. It's tipped over. Because John went up to check and see if they were maybe like thinking about leaving it. But he just got stung all over. So we had to go and get the actual wasp killer and kill them. Because there was really no other
Sometimes
options.
you can't. There's not much that you can do because they're so difficult to deal with. It's true.
But they were really jerks about it because, like, we took the chair away.
The bees were jerks?
I mean, they were jerks about it before we killed them. I don't, like...
Well, you just mean they're kind of jerky because they sting you.
Well, they, instead of just being like, oh, okay, we'll go up here by the woods and hang out in the Adirondack chair.
Yeah, right.
Then they were like, fine, we're going to go and look at all these other Adirondack chairs and maybe, like... So they were buzzing around, like, looking for their hive at all the leftover ones that didn't have a nest. So nobody could even go near the nice ones.
I like your imitation of a bee saying, fine.
Ira just made his submission for the fair. You know how kids can enter art and stuff in
Veggie
the floral
sculpture.
hall. Veggie sculptures or art or photos. Eli did a photo. And Ira always does a watercolor painting. And his watercolor painting is... And they're always really weird and zany. I don't know. He's not a terrific artist, but he has very interesting... his ideas are always original.
Yeah.
So this year, it's a bee.
Okay.
On a unicycle.
Okay.
on a tightrope,
Okay.
high above the world, between two trees, playing a banjo. That is what his drawing is this year.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm like, what kind of brain do you have to, in your head, be like, this is what I think I'll draw. A bee playing a banjo on a tightrope, riding a
You know what he should do?
unicycle.
I've got this great idea. He should have a companion piece of vegetable sculpture utilizing one of those huge zucchinis, and he could put like a tightrope over the top with put a toothpick on each end and then string the wire across, and then put the little bee, which doesn't have to be very big because it's just a bee. He could actually get a real bee, a dead one, because you sounds like you have a bunch.
Where are you gonna? You're gonna put a dead bee on a miniature unicycle? Where am I gonna? Where am I gonna get a miniature unicycle
with
this
toothpicks.
Short notice?
No, you can make that with toothpicks.
All right.
I think.
Well, they've gone to visit their dad, so it's not
you can take tires off dinky cars.
That's true,
right?
You mean like Matchbox cars? Yeah,
we called them dinky cars.
That's a good name.
Yeah. We got to go to a song.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'll think about this while you put the song on.
All right. We're going to go back to the one that started accidentally called Wishes by Brian Clark.
Wishes were horses and beggars would ride. Well, I wish tonight it would rain. Any occasion to wash it clean, and I pray on it. I haven't got the ego to spend telling you what I did. But then the drought like a knife in my back, like a knife in my back. On around behind, push it make the rain and risk the flood. Well, you can't tell the river to stop. No good reason to plant the field in a year like this. Twisted old man all in rows. Drop your plow, lend a hand. Yeah, go around the knife from my back, pull the knife from my back, twist it round and shove it
Thank you, Brian Clark of Callus.
Or Calais.
Who says Calais? Nobody says Calais here in Vermont. They say Callus.
I was just saying that because
Well, it's fun to say it in Maine. It's Calais.
When John made Man with a Plan, and then when Fred Tuttle ran for Congress for real, he had to have a debate with his opponent, who is actually a smart Harvard business grad.
What was his name?
Carpetbagger.
Rich Tarrant?
McMillan?
Is that who it was?
McMillan.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, who spent, $500,000 on his campaign, and it all boiled down to a debate at the end, and John and Fred couldn't think of any way to outsmart this guy, except for the fact that this guy has never lived in Vermont before. So they decided to make him pronounce a bunch of Vermont town names, and he got them all wrong. Like, he pronounced Calais like Calais, et cetera, et cetera. And the defining moment was when Fred asked him how many tits were on a cow, and he said 6. And Fred laughed hysterically and won.
Yeah.
So
that's
who says Calais.
That was a good time.
It was a good time.
That was a really special time.
And I think there's probably an actual Calais someplace, right?
Well, I said Maine has a Calais.
I thought that was also pronounced callous.
I don't think so.
Are you sure? Isn't that where we cross the border?
Yeah, I thought I knew that. I
bet
knew something.
in a real French place, there's an actual Calais, right?
There's a lot of Calais, I'm sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. What?
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see. So back to the wedding. Just a couple things, because I wanted some tips from you, possibly if you had any tips for
Aren't you freaking out? Your child is getting married. Oh, wait.
No.
You already had one get married. Okay, your second child is getting married.
No, I'm not.
That doesn't freak you out?
No.
I would be like a mess.
I'm not. Why would I be freaked out?
I don't know.
What's freaky about it?
It means...
They've been together for years.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I wouldn't be like, I don't want them to get married, but I would just be freaked out because it's just life moving along in such a alarming pace.
No, because I'm used to all that stuff.
I know.
I mean, life is like that every single day for me.
I would be
shocked.
It's because I'm an emotional basket case all the time when it comes to children. I don't know why.
Yeah, but you have to be philosophical, and you have to ask for unsolicited advice from the universe sometimes if you come up against a quandary. I mean, I am stressing out about the people that I'm going to have to see, because there's a bunch of them I don't really want to see.
It's super unpleasant.
Yeah, but
all right, what's your...
I got some unsolicited advice from the universe.
What?
Well, this voice came to me that said, just think of it as a mosaic. That was the message. So,
who said it to you? Was it like your cat?
No. I just think it was, sometimes there's helpers that want to communicate with you to give you
a mosaic. What a mosaic?
Well, it's like you look out on all those weird characters that are part of your family, and instead of trying to distance yourself, you have to just look at it as this crazy crazy quilt or mosaic that's everybody has a place in it.
All
you
right.
know, you can be.
I don't know if that always holds water. I don't think you should allow everyone to have a place in your mosaic.
Oh well, but in situations where you can't
get out a little chisel and chip some right on out.
But I'm not in control of all
the
social
day
events.
Is a mosaic, not your life.
No, I've chipped out the ones.
Okay.
I mean, for the most part that I can, that I've chipped out. But you have to face up to...
The day is a mosaic of memories, whether they've been chipped out or not.
Well, the other message was to let go and to move on. So to not dwell, not to look to the memories, just to move on and let go of it, move on from it, and just let it be a mosaic. Just think of it as, you don't get scared by mosaics, right? If you look at beautiful pieces of beach glass or broken pottery that's all put together in a beautiful pattern,
but what
you
if
don't get freaked out by it.
What if one of those little pottery chips was made of blood and guts? You'd be freaked out.
Well, it's just going to look like a piece of red, tile.
I never know, because you know how everybody says all the bad things that happened to you or whatever, forgive, move on. On one hand, that's very good advice, but I feel like sometimes forgiving is you don't have to always have to
I
forgive.
agree.
And I get really annoyed because it feels like the responsibility for all the bad stuff ends up back squarely in my lap. Like, if I want to deal with this, I have to forgive and let it go. Like, why does it have to be me?
It doesn't.
Just seems.
No,
I know that sounds selfish and shitey, but
I've always contended that we don't have to do the forgiving. God does the forgiving.
I just feel
we don't have to. That's too hard. We have to deal with being angry, and that's.
I just feel like it is okay to be angry sometimes.
I know, but it's hard. But it hurts us to be have decades of anger that just don't resolve.
But sometimes I feel like forgiveness equals acceptance. Like,
right?
Oh, it was okay now that happened. Where I feel like in my heart is never okay. So you can't like be like, I forgive it. It's over now, because it's part of you now. It can't be like over.
Well, it's a conundrum.
It's a conundrum. I don't know. There's got to be some way that you can find peace and put something behind you without the actual act of forgiveness happening, because I feel like forgiveness really throws the responsibility of whether or not something hurt you on you when it shouldn't.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I don't know.
But if you're suffering with having,
right, but there's got to be another emotion in there other than forgiveness, a way to let go without forgiveness somehow. You know what I mean?
Well, there's the simple decision just not to impose more suffering on yourself. So if you don't abuse yourself like you were abused. So because a lot of abuse is essentially mental. And
I know, but there should be more acceptance in society of people being allowed to remain angry. As long as they're not wrecking their own life with this anger. But I think not allowing people to be angry over bad things that happened to them is kind of just crummy. It's just crummy.
I know. And some people end up, like the flagman. He's angry. I could tell he was angry.
I thought he was a poet.
Yeah, well,
Are poets angry?
You're
a poet. I'm a poet.
Yeah.
Are we angry?
Yes.
I mean, a little, but.
What do you mean a little? We're a lot.
Fine. We're so angry. We're not angry all the time, though.
We're filled with angst. Come on.
It's only directed in certain places.
Well, it comes and goes.
I don't walk around like one of those angry people who are just like, nothing is right and nothing is good enough. Like, I'm generally super happy.
It doesn't preclude being happy at times. It just means that you have to go back to trying to, to reckon with the things that with suffering, with the things that don't make sense and don't seem fair. We have to come back and we have to keep, exploring what that is about human existence that, is inexplicable that way. I mean, I do. That's why I'm a creative person, right?
Did you get stopped by the Border Patrol people?
When? Where? I didn't
They're
go over
set up
the border.
like right before West Lebanon. I thought you said you went shopping. They've been there for days.
No, I went to Burlington.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I'm a Burlington gal.
I'm sorry. I forgot you were classier than West Lebanon.
West
We
Lebanon.
have the same boots on today, I notice.
Yeah.
My leg is
Anna
very
gave
hairy.
me these. I saw in Burlington these cost like $200.
I know.
It's nice to get them for free.
Don't you hate it when you're into something and then you look around and other people are into it too, and then it's the fad, and so the price is jacked up.
But you know that I garden.
I know.
Like these are my work boots.
These are my
boots. They're
riding
not just
and everything boots.
What are they called? Blundstones.
Ooh, mine are starting to get.
They're
kinda
rugged.
wrecked.
They're rugged.
Yeah, they're rugged.
I mean, I put boots through the ringer.
Me too. These ones.
Shovels.
These ones have a lifetime guarantee, so you can.
Jumping on shovels. I mean, how many people with Blundstones actually jump on shovels like as part of their work day?
Mostly to just wear them and like wax their little twisty mustaches and adjust their
and write poetry.
Yeah. We're such jerks. Okay. All right. Sorry, I interrupted you.
What was I saying? About what? About what?
I think we were I think we were just finishing up our anger forgiveness mosaic talk.
Yeah, I'm sure you did interrupt me.
I'm positive.
I'm not arguing with that part. That's kind of a given.
Is that your bulldog clip?
Bulldog clip?
That green bulldog clip.
Well, of course.
I know you have a thing for those colored
Of
bulldog
course,
clips.
I always use those.
All right.
I put my notes on the pad and I clip them, but I don't call it a bulldog clip.
What do you call it?
A clip.
It looks a little more like frog lips. Don't you think like that's what frog lips look like?
hadn't really crossed my mind.
It doesn't look like a bulldog.
What about alligator clips, for example?
No, those would be more pinch like this.
Yeah, like what is the use of those? Like roach clips are similar to alligator clips, right? Not that I've
They
never
like dig
used.
in. They dig into something.
I never used a roach clip. Just
I
want
never
people to
did
know
either.
because I don't like that.
I don't either. What does it mean though
Herb.
when your eyeball like twitches for weeks?
I had that.
It's so annoying, and I'm always positive that it kind of makes your vision screwy, so you think you have a lazy eye and you're worrying, like when people are looking at you, that your eye is wandering, but I know it's just a weird...
It's nervous exhaustion.
It is nervous exhaustion.
We have it. I had it all
Damn
over
it, I just need a good night's
my
sleep.
body. I had so many twitches the other night, just like one
Oh my
here,
God.
then one over here. And then, I'd just be falling asleep, and then one over here. And then, as I fall asleep, then the cat throws up in my slipper.
What?
I'm not kidding you.
You don't have enough cats.
I am not kidding you. I'm
left to-
down a cat, and I still get woken up at 2 a.m. to the sound of the cat throwing up, and I turn on the light, and it's literally in my slipper.
Well,
literally.
it was just trying to do a favor, like contain
then,
it.
Guess what happened then? So then I get up to clean up, and I go in the kitchen, I turn on the light, but I whack into a glass that falls on the floor and shatters.
Oh, my
so then
God.
I have to go get the vacuum because I don't want like anybody
No.
to get hurt.
Right.
And then I go upstairs for some reason to put the pair of socks that got thrown up on into the washing machine, and I go in there and there's a huge spider.
This is a
This
bad
all happened
story.
last night. And I was all,
Man, and I'm complaining about the coyotes. Look at what happened to you.
yeah,
That's terrible.
I know. I don't deserve it.
See, I contain my cats in the laundry room, and we have like a storage room and a laundry room and together.
Well,
at night, so that they can't throw up on anybody's
mine
things.
felt genuinely bad about it. I think they felt bad, like they, 2 a.m. I'm vacuuming, and they looked super guilty. Like they know that I don't usually vacuum it too.
What? Like, who invented cats to have the freaking worst digestive system?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Really? Like, they need
I mean,
they throw up as much as they like.
Yeah,
poop, probably.
hairballs is one thing, right? Like I don't
If
mind
you're
a
cat
hairball,
and you're
now
built
then.
to lick your own hair, why would the forces that be make
Well,
you throw up afterward?
I think it's okay once in a while. Like I wouldn't mind if it's just once in a while, like once a week. Let's say what's a reasonable amount?
For
Like once a
throwing up?
week. And when I'm not there,
I
it would
don't
be
know.
better. Like outside.
like
fine.
bulimic cats.
Do it once.
Are all cats bulimics? How come humans can't throw up that often without having really detrimental health side effects? And cats throw up constantly.
Yeah, it's because we're so
Why
domesticated.
is their esophagus not burned out and their teeth like rotted by
Because
stomach
they're
acid?
wild animals.
What? Oh my god!
Everything is wild in their world. Unlike us, we're so like
I know.
domesticated.
We're soft.
Stupid. We have to
no
go.
fur.
We have to buy new clothes.
I
I got shoes. I got shoes too.
Wow, what'd you get for shoes?
Oh, they're nice. I just tell you that.
Okay. I hope there will be pictures.
Yeah. Somebody's going to take a picture of me probably.
Probably.
Because that's what you do at weddings.
I know.
People snap around. Snap.
I
Snip,
feel
snap.
the bride that we have tomorrow, I feel her pain because she's actually a wedding photographer.
Ew.
But she doesn't get to photograph her own wedding, obviously, and it's so
She'll want
hard.
to.
It's so hard. I remember
I bet she'll
couldn't
pick up her
photograph my
camera.
own wedding. It was
She'll try.
torture.
She'll try.
I did. I had one under the table, but
I bet you did.
I didn't. I actually didn't have time to get anything.
What?
But
Time for a song.
Okay, good.
Okay, got one of my songs. That's
Oh, what
weird,
is it?
isn't it? We don't do that too much.
we should do it more. Your songs are
I did
good
for a while.
and
I went through a
catchy.
whole spell of like playing my music incessantly here.
I don't remember that because usually whenever you weren't here and I was subbing just without you and not talking, I just only played your music. 'cause
That was nice.
That's
those were the days.
those were the
right?
days. Now I don't know how to work all the buttons anymore.
Bygone days.
Well, they keep changing the channels over there, and I haven't. And I'm like, oh well, Kristina knows how to do it, so I haven't paid attention
Yeah.
whenever they say blah, blah, blah is now on channel 3. Now this is plugged into channel 7, so I don't pay attention
easy.
anymore.
It just says device 1. That's
I know.
so
I probably,
easy.
if I was not pretending to be an idiot, if I sat over there, I probably could figure it out in a few minutes. But, I am pretending to be an idiot. So.
Well, you have to compartmentalize, and if you don't absolutely have to learn something, you can...
Can you see my eye? Does it look like I'm a weirdo? That eye?
No. You mean like Joe Biden with the blood clot in the eyeball?
No, but it's my eyelid is twitching, and I just feel like it must look like I'm going like
mine
at you.
Mine used to do that. You're following in my footsteps with eye twitches.
Weird.
Did you ever had your thumb do it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really weird. That feels like ghostly. Anyway, and
okay.
On that note, here's a song called It's a Mystery.
Nice.
I'm stuck in the middle of what you say and what you are doing. Silence walks these rooms, whistling a mindless tune. It's making me crazy. Eye to eye, fear to fear. When did you decide to bury our love and hide? All that's left are tears. I cry, but no one hears. My broken voice won't carry. Don't let it be said your faith in me was blind. Don't mix me up with any other person. Don't tell it and slant it. The story is still half mine. Now it's time to put it to rest. It's a mystery. Yeah. I say it's a mystery. It's a mystery. All the words unsaid, stuffed in my pillow and underneath my bed. So many candles burned, useless pride don't learn. My heart is angry with your head. Don't let it be said your faith in me was blind. Don't mix me up with any other person. Don't tell it and slant it. The story is still half mine. Now it's time to put it to rest. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. Make your way without me. Make your way. I said I love you, and it's a mystery.
Okay.
Woo!
That was me.
I didn't get to listen to it.
Friends. Well, you've heard it.
I know.
I bet.
You shut off my phone again. I was replying to text, and you were replying to text, and oh my goodness.
Yep. So, do you know what FOMO is?
FOMO? Nope.
Is an acronym. FOMO. FOMO.
Like FEMA, but not.
Yeah. No, it's fear of missing out. It's a thing.
Oh.
It's a thing.
Kids have it. That's why kids wet their pants so much.
Really?
Yeah.
FOMO.
My dad, when he was little,
they didn't have FOMO back then.
was always in the middle of like a pool game or a ping pong game or Little League. He would always wet his pants because he just didn't want to leave, which I think is kind of counterintuitive because then once you wet your pants, you have to leave. So if you just think this through, kids.
I'm trying to visualize this with Butch.
And he was very little, like 6 or whatever, but he would just be so excited.
He played pool when he was 6.
Yeah.
He did?
They had a pool table in their rec room. Or I think it was ping pong was the specific story that I heard about how he would get, he didn't want to leave the excitement ever.
But how do you explain? Because there wasn't any FOMO back then. This is a new thing. It has to do
It's
with...
not a new thing. Kids have been wetting their pants because they don't want to miss out.
I guess so. It says
something.
It says in Wikipedia, it says a pervasive apprehension that others might be having rewarding experiences from which one is absent.
Yeah.
That's well put right there. That's well articulated. But
I think that wears off as you get older, and you're like, you go and have your rewarding experience. I'm just going to sit at home and eat some cheese. Thank you.
Yeah, but what about
Goodbye.
social media? Then you creep over to your computer because you can't, cheese can only keep you occupied for so long, and then you're going to want to eat cheese and look at Facebook.
True.
Right, so.
I really lessened my cheese eating, though.
You really did? It's hard for me to even,
It's super...
What do you put in its place?
Nothing.
I've
just not been eating as much because...
But you have to put something in its place. Like when you quit smoking, you have to put something else in its place.
What have I been eating? All right. Okay. I guess was sort of misleading. I haven't quit cheese. I've just quit like straight cheese.
Like cheese alone.
I've been eating a lot of bagels lately with cream cheese on them. I used to sit down and just polish off a block of cheese. Like, that was my thing. And lately I've been so proud. Like, I haven't sat down to eat an entire block of cheese in 1 hour lately.
Okay.
So
you're food combining, which is good. I applaud you.
It's not actually good, but I just feel like...
Depends which foods you're combining, right?
I don't know. If I keep shifting things slightly, maybe I can eventually shift it away. But you know what? I don't really care that much. I'm not going to completely quit the cheese out. I just wanted to see if it would work. If I had such an addiction to cheese.
Yeah.
Which probably I do because I'm still eating it just in a different form.
Right. And if you didn't, you would be FOMOing for it.
I would.
Like jonesing, but FOMOing. Right? Because
I actually don't think that cheese is a good example for what you're trying to talk about, but
yeah, well, you brought up cheese because you always do.
Me?
Well, you always want to talk about cheese, so I don't stop you. I don't stop you from talking about cheese.
What was it? How did we even bring up cheese?
I didn't bring up cheese. Believe me,
it wasn't
me.
I think you might have. No, I guess you brought up Facebook.
I don't know.
You did. You brought up Facebook and cheese, but
no, I did not. You brought up the cheese part. I brought up the Facebook part.
A home stenographer to pop out of the closet and tell us which one of us said cheese.
Somebody's jumping up and down right now, saying, "I know."
I think that was a Saturday Night Live skit years ago, where these people were arguing, and every 5 seconds, either the man or the woman would be like, "Home stenographer?" And she would pop out of the closet and be like, "Yes, sir, you said that you were supposed to get the milk from the grocery store."
Oh, that's brilliant, because haven't you wished that you had recorded some of those conversations?
Every single time I have an argument with anybody, and I'm really insistent, I'm like, no, you really said that for real.
And especially the narcissists in your life that have these crazy making conversations with you.
The best idea ever. Someone should make a home stenographer app that just records you all the time, but that's probably kind of creepy.
That's already happening. The NSA is our
Well, I wish you could at least, if they're going to record us all the time for nefarious purposes, I wish they'd at least be our home stenographer when we actually need them. Our stenographer's still even a thing. Is there still like a lady in horn-rimmed glasses just sitting around in a courtroom typing on a typewriter?
Yeah. Well, it's not a typewriter. It's a stenographer's
thing. Is that me blinging or you?
What, blinging? Blinging? Look, I got this too. Look. Look.
Oh, that's really pretty.
Yeah, it's just like cut glass that looks like a diamond. That's how
That's
you
super
can
gorgeous.
you can get away with cheap. Like this costs like $8, right? But it looks so classy, right?
It looks so classy.
Nobody knows.
And it's so simple that you
$8.
are positive that it's classy.
Yeah. You go for simple, and then you
Less
can
is
get
more, people.
cheap versions of simple are more confusing.
I won't
No,
stop
listen to me. This
Okay,
is
I'm
a part. Cheap versions of simple stuff are more convincing than cheap versions of expensive stuff.
I agree.
You heard it here
Oh,
on
that's
11th Hour
obvious.
Radio.
Look at all the like Mardi Gras stuff. Why is my eye twitching? Oh my god.
I don't see it. Like I can't see it from here. It doesn't. It's very internalized for
I know,
you.
but it's weird because it's making like that whole eye be like bling bling bling. Like
Yeah. It's the Northern Lights is doing that. It's
I didn't
covered.
get to
It's
see
like
them.
if you looked at it on a map, like a weather map, you could see the whole Northern Lights.
they
like
were the night of my birthday.
No,
but I
there's
didn't see
still
them.
there's still a
Oh,
lot
they're
of
still happening?
electromagnetic activity.
I could have. It was a nice, lovely, clear night, but I was busy because I was yelling. This is kind of not fair.
'Cause you were
I was
yelling?
yelling at kids because not my kid. I was yelling at my kids too. I was yelling at like 20 kids because the only time we had free, the kids like to do a camp out on their birthday with their friends, and I usually
But it
let
was
them
your
do
birthday.
some. Yeah, but the
Why
only
you-
time that we had a time for them to have a camp
On
out
your
was on my
birthday?
birthday.
That's not right.
So I did
stupid.
nothing for my birthday except for yell at kids and wait on kids.
You know, I could
and then
just
the
say
next day just be tired and grouchy.
That's
That's
bad.
what I did for my birthday.
Bad planning.
Well, they were both due on my birthday. At least that didn't happen.
Look, we all thought you were at a 5-star restaurant on your birthday.
No, I did literally nothing except for like yell at kids, clean up after them, and then go to bed on my birthday. It was like not a birthday.
Do you think you're kind of basically a pessimist or an optimist?
I'm
Or
usually an
neither?
optimist. Lately, when I'm tired, and if I'm tired in the least, I totally revert to being
Pessimize. That should be
Yeah.
a word. I'm
it's from
pessimizing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you guys catch me not on a Friday after I've had a psycho long, exhausting week, I'm usually pretty chipper.
Yeah, chipper.
In fact, if anyone sees me out in public later, I will pretend to be chipper and you will never know that I'm not chipper.
Yeah.
But I'm quite tired. And it's just because it's Kristina here and I forget that anyone's listening to us that I let myself sink into pessimania.
Well, the shadow of Virgo is pessimism.
Oh.
So,
Really?
well, that's the shadow side, but the
Is that what people mean? Because I don't know anything about the signs, but whenever people ask me what I am and I say I'm a Virgo, they're like, oh my God, of course you are. You're so a Virgo. What does that mean? That's a bad thing, isn't it?
people don't say that to you.
Yes, they do. Lots of people have
Like
said,
how
oh my
often?
God, you are classic Virgo.
Well, you're very pragmatic. You know, you're very
Yes.
organized. You're very fastidious about your wanting things to be pretty much perfect.
Yeah, but I flip my you know what when things
Yeah.
aren't, which is most all the
Exactly.
time because
There you
everyone
go.
else in my life is clearly
That's
not a Virgo.
That's Virgonian.
It's not true. My kids are Virgos, aren't they?
Are they? Are you
August
all? Do you have
26th.
you have a cluster, a birthday
August
cluster?
26th. They're only a week. Their birthday is a week before mine.
You have a Virgo cluster?
John is an Aquarius, I think, though.
Oh, God help you.
I know.
Well, but my Aries cluster was a bad one. It's followed me through life.
What is an Aries cluster?
Well, it's like all my
like a peanut
kids
cluster?
and my dad and my first husband
Oh.
and like half my boyfriends were all Aries.
So you don't want something that's the same as
Well,
you?
I
Is
don't.
that how this works?
I don't. Aries are kind of, I like it. I like that. Some of it didn't work out, and some of it did.
What's the picture that goes with Aries? Are you a
ram?
goat?
The ram.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The ram.
What am I? I'm a virgin.
No,
I don't get how everything is like animals, and then there's a
a
virgin.
virgin. It's not.
Is she an animal
No,
of
it's
some
not.
sort?
It's not a virgin, is it?
Yeah, it is.
How do you depict that?
Just a blondie
Some-
girl with like big boobs and a little skimpy
No.
dress, and you're like, why does that mean a
No,
virgin?
you're thinking of the scales, like Libra.
No, I'm gonna Google Virgo right now for you.
I like mine. Sagittarius shooting arrows like half horse. Shooting
Yeah,
arrows.
that's like very like mythology like.
Well, it's just cool
Are they
to-
all mythology? Oh yeah, they are.
It's cool to shoot arrows into the sky at pretty
It's
much
actually
nothing.
kind of dangerous because you know what goes up must come down, Kristina. Who are you shooting? Oh,
Well, it
whoops.
depends who's underneath when they come
Her
down. It's not
Go.
my concern particularly.
Go. And I need images.
I mean, I try to
Images.
shoot away from people. You're supposed to, like deer hunting. You know, you're supposed to make sure you're not near houses. Sages have the same concern when
Are they shooting something too?
they're shooting for dreams.
What are they
Right?
shooting though?
Well, it's things up there.
What the hell?
You know, they shoot up. They don't shoot down.
See?
They don't shoot like laterally.
Look at some of these images. I'm naked here.
What? Virgo?
Look. And I am not stacked like that,
looks like
Virgo.
a bird. What is that? Is that a woman?
Dude, it's a naked woman with her arms outstretched. Like, oh, I'm
Wow.
a Virgo. Come to me.
Well, how do you think guys who are Virgos feel about that? That must be a
Yeah,
little
that's
unsettling.
That's sort of weird. Oh, and the symbol. If you're just going for the symbol, it's like ovaries, for cripe's sake. It is. It's look, like that's me right at the top,
yeah,
right there.
I feel bad for you.
You should. That's ridiculous. What happens when you're a Virgo and you're not a virgin anymore?
Hear the
Oh,
helicopter?
look at this bimbo.
Look, they're coming to get us.
Look at that
Listen
one.
to that helicopter.
I know.
It's like going to crash into the station. We have to sign off, Emily.
What already? It's probably DART because those
Yeah.
sirens before. What
No,
the
actually,
heck is it doing?
helicopter's there to pick me up, probably.
That's low. You know, why are they still out there looking for pot when I think it's legal now?
They're not. They're not
Okay.
looking for pot now. They're looking for other stuff.
my
like
God.
They're looking for weird people. They're
Look at that
looking.
hussy.
You know what they're looking for? They're looking for free thinkers, and they're going to start picking us up off the street and like
Good
taking
thing
us
we're
to
hiding
some,
in here in the radio
like,
station.
wildlife sanctuary. Okay, so why don't you say what the show was, and then
Oh
let's sign
God,
off.
we never did. But
I don't want to
we-
look at Virgo anymore.
why does she never get to have her clothes on? If she's a virgin, you'd think she'd
That's
made a
why you
really
let-
pretty good business of keeping her clothes on.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't think you have that problem.
I
You have a lot of costumes.
do. Anyway, you guys have been listening to 11th Hour Radio. More's the pity to ya. With Kristina, Stykos, and Emily Howe, coming to you live from Royalton Community Radio every Friday at 11 a.m. WFVR-LP 96.5.
It doesn't get confusing till you get to 12. And then it's like, is it AM or
I
PM?
know,
11,
but when
11
I'm,
shouldn't
when
be
I'm
a
talking about a
problem.
radio, I get flipped out because you can throw the FM in there too, and you're like, oh, what am I talking about here?
Yeah, what are you talking
Just,
about?
you know.
I don't know.
Anyway, thank
Okay.
you guys for
Well,
listening.
thanks-
I guess she's going to shut
Thanks
us
a
down
bunch.
now.
I think we may not be here next week because Emily
Oh,
has
yeah, we
to
won't. I have to be at
work
the fair. We got to figure that out.
Yeah,
Todd, someone help us.
Something's going to happen. But we'll be back the following week.
That we will.
So we're going to go out on some Finnish music.
Finish.
See you next couple weeks.
Yeah, bye, guys.
Mä puuserrän väännän ja peistäni käännän vanhassa haavassa. Taas raivolla lyödään päätä seinään tutussa kaavassa. Koska sen opinkaan edes vähän luottamaan. Herra pitää huolen minusta tänään ja huomenna. Mutta huomista pelkään, saanko selkään vai laskenko puusuihin. On rauhaton mieli ja kuoppainen tieni laskuista nousuihin. Koska sen opinkaan edes vähän luottamaan. Herra pitää huolen minusta tänään ja huomenna. Hän varjelee omiensa askeleet ja kaatuneen hän nostaa jaloilleen. Yli vuorien, läpi murheen laaksojen hän johdattaa ja kantaa huomiseen. tähän luottamaan. Herra pitää huolen minusta tänään ja huomenna.